Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of a LOTRO update, my friends. Update 42.2 release notes. Let's talk about what's going on. So, again, they're calling this the Return to Moria. That's a little bit confusing for our other game we play. So, this is not to be confused with the game Return to Moria, the other one we've been playing. So, in the Lord of the Rings Online, the legendary servers are bringing us back to Moria, alright? So, Mines of Moria has arrived on our 64-bit Veil of the Nine Worlds, Angmar and Mordor, alright? So again, if you're someone who just needed this update, this is a couple days late, but it's alright. We're just going to cover it anyway for those who might not know what's going on. So in the deeps of Moria, another power lurks, and even the Nazgul hesitate to intrude upon its domain. The servants of this nameless horror are great in number, and among them, particularly vicious hunters and assassins have taken note of the intrusions upon the ruined hulls. These skilled enemies now stalk in search of prey, often striking from the darkness without warning, and explorers are cautious to take care not to fall victim to their cunning. The Iron Garrison has formed a bounty hunters guild, placing marks upon the goblin and orc assassins, and are offering rewards for their elimination. The representative of this guild can be found in the 21st Hall. Well, again, amazing how they wrote this. It's super cool. I had to read it with a very cool, we had to go with a classic announcer voice. Alright, so the Mines of Moria has arrived to the Angmar servers, and basically what this is saying is, I believe in-game, I have not logged in yet, I believe that we won't have the Nazgul being the ones that pop out and attack you at random. It'll be these orcs and goblin assassins, okay? They'll be the new thing that spawns in. Will that mean we have some new world bosses? Well, Mines of Moria has arrived to Angmar. The level cap on the 64-bit live server is now 60, and further chapters of the epic story are now available. Read more for right here. We can go into that if we need to. The Treebeard Legendary server reaches level 105. Very cool. So I do have a character on Treebeard, but I have not been able to play. It's hard enough keeping up with the guild or the kinship here on our one main server, right? But that's pretty cool. So again, if you remember, the Shadowfax server that started with the Treebeard server, for those who don't know what a legendary server is, real fast, basically it's they put a new server that starts in the original expansion level and slowly progresses, all right? But in the case of Treebeard, it's really slow because it's an ent. That's the point of the name. And the Shadowfax server was actually much faster. So the Shadowfax server has actually already been retired. So these servers will retire, and they give you a certain amount of time to move your character, once they're max level, to an original classic server, like ours, CrickHollow, or Arkenstone, or any of the classic servers, right? The Yuletide Hobbit gifts have returned during the Yule season, which again is like the Christmas season, right? Tolkien liked using Yule in the story, so that's what Lord of the Rings Online uses. Some Hobbit presents will come with bonus Yule gifts. These include avatar cosmetics, cosmetic pets, baubles, ooh, and housing decorations. Okay, I'm really interested in the cosmetic baubles, because that's a new system. They're like items you can put on the ground and then interact with sometimes, or they just look cool and they just stay there. But it's really fun. It's a fun little thing, and you can put down a bunch of them. It's really, really cool. Great addition to the game. I feel like it gives you a little bit more roleplay ability. We have news and notes. Endgame group content has been updated. So this is going to be updated for the release of Moria, of the new legendary servers. Base health mitigations, damage have been increased from more monsters found within level 52 to 60 endgame instances, including those of the Mines of Moria and Lothlorien content clusters. They're all their raids and instances in those areas, all right? Also, I have LOTRO on the background for some background sounds, but let's turn that down just a wee hair there. So the endgame group content, this is intended to combat player power creep over the years and should help make those instances harder to complete without full groups when played on level, okay? So basically, they're trying to make it where it's just as challenging as it used to be. So a lot of updates over time. That's a reason why they did the number crunch, if you don't remember, in LOTRO. They've never done that before, but they finally did it when we were 140. We're going to go to 150. The numbers were exponentially increasing to a kind of a crazy degree, so they kind of brought them all back down, including all the NPCs. So you're just as strong, percent-wise, It's just your numbers don't look as big. Which, of course, if you like your big health bar looking in the hundreds of thousands, I still have 300,000 health on my Guardian. But it was fun having almost 1 million health. I understand why they did it, though. Totally. Lothlorien instances, the Waterworks. So these are all the instances they actually upgraded to make more challenging slightly for the new stuff. Again, remember, they're using the new legendary server Angmar and Mordor. By the way, Mordor is dedicated in Europe now. That's the first server that's ever been in Europe. So great for our European friends. Again, we'd love to have any of our European friends that are viewers. So play with us on the server CrickHollow. And we do know that they will eventually be updating all servers 64-bit. So at that point, if your internet's pretty fast wherever you are in Europe, 64-bit servers in America, it should be very little lag anyway, right? With certain things. Some people don't even have lag. I have some people that play from many different European countries. They're no problem. It just depends, right? It's definitely not the lines under the ocean that are the speed of light. That's not the issue with the fiber optic cables. It definitely has to do with the connections where people are, right? Like, for example, my town, my connections in my town, right? Things like that, how fast my router is and how fast my actual cable, do I have, fiber optics to my house, that kind of thing, right? Fun fact, my grandpa actually helped on a think tank design fiber optic cables, which are now used around the world. Just a little side note there. We discovered an issue with the new reputation system where the allied bonuses were starting and stopping. We have rectified this issue, and functionality will be restored as follows. When a character on a VIP account achieves a rank of friend with any reputation faction in Legends, all subsequent characters on the server will earn a 10% bonus toward the reputation until those characters reach the friend tier. Oh, that's so cool. That's cool. I like that. That's a great update. Now, this is something I would really love. I'm going to read through this. We're going to double check. But Standing Stones, I would absolutely love it if you made it where when one character on an account on a server has done the prerequisites to do epic battles, all of your characters now have the rights to do those epic battles, no matter what, even when it's made, just on that account on that server. It would be really nice, because having to have every single character do the prerequisite to do epic battles when they're kind of like an older thing, it's kind of a bummer. It'd be really nice if it's just like one character, you learn how to do stuff, you do the intro stuff, and then you get that deed or title for all of your characters to be able to complete it. All right, that's a separate thing than this, but little side note there. I would like that. When a character VIP, maybe I'll tell them directly sometime. Achieve a rank of ally with any of the new reputation factions in the Legends. Cool. All characters will earn a 15.5% bonus reputation. That's so cool. All right, this is awesome. So this is only for VIP accounts. So again, that's a subscriber, right? I definitely think that this is the kind of thing to give to VIP, though, because the whole point of being a VIP is to have extra benefits that aren't necessarily needed. They're not needed benefits. They're like quality of life. And I think that's where you have put the incentive in to have people want to get a VIP account. If they're playing, hours a week, 6, 15, 20 hours a week on the game, this is something that's worth it to you then, right, as a VIP payer. Where in reality, if you're someone who only plays a little bit and you're free to play and you just have fun playing for 1 or 2 hours a week or something, this wouldn't really be really relevant to you. You wouldn't really care. So I think this is a really good thing to do. Put it in the VIP. Sorry. Side note. I know that's not part of the update, but moving on. The Moria Stable Master Network has been revamped for update 22.2. Sweet. Does that update go to regular classic servers too? All current Stable Masters now have a robust list of swift travel routes to help players travel Moria. Sweet. I hope that is also for our main servers. That would be nice. Several new stable... I'm assuming it probably is. Dungeons are now available in areas of Moria to help support players accessing, returning to in and out of questing. This is cool. All right, so a little bit of convenience for everybody, including free to play, just to help the feeling of Moria being kind of hard to navigate, because it can be challenging. I have it like memorized because I'm a dwarf, but I know you're not all dwarves, so I understand. The Vile Nameless places Hondul Meden instances and the 21st Hall now from a Moria instance cluster Swift Travel Network. Sweet. Again, getting around. A new far-ranging Stable Master has been added to the 21st Hall. Sweet. Good, good. This is awesome. So I have a feeling that a lot of these are being implemented to the regular servers too. So they did the update for the legendary servers, and they're going to implement these nice bonuses to the regular ones too. Did I miss it? Did they already say they were going to do that? It says for the new legendary servers, but I don't know if that means that all of this is only legendary servers. Or I feel like some of this would be implemented. Why wouldn't they implement the Stable Masters? I'm pretty sure this is also probably on the normal servers. But let me know in the comments if you know otherwise. But from this, I'm not seeing that. Most instance raid armor sets from level 60 to 100 will once again allow you to barter for pieces, even if your current class is not able to equip for them. Sweet. Just, again, benefit things. Alright, acquired with Moria now cost 5, 7, or 10 medallions per piece. Previously 4 medallions. Ooh, so they made it a little bit more challenging to actually get your gear. Alright. Like with stuff, okay. Several new music tracks have been added to the stories from the Valley of Ikbor theme. Oh, interesting. Okay. And the music box. Oh, cool. All right. So that's more of a, so this is going to be something that's not, yeah. I'm almost definitely sure that all this is added to regular servers too. Almost 100%. The new minstrel DPS instrument, the Woe Singer, now correctly gives 3.5% Coda crit chance in addition to existing bonuses. Nice. Burglar sigils. I think it's signals, right? Sigils? Is it signals? I thought it was like sigils, but maybe it's signals. Whatever. Now gives more appropriate fellowship. Sweet. Good. Because they updated fellowship maneuvers again. Also, Standing Stones. I really want Guardians to be able to open fellowship maneuvers again in red line. I'm really glad I can do it in blue line. But taking away my To the King's ability to open fellowship maneuvers and my Turn the Tables, give me back the To the King one and we'll be fine. Dune Hunter leggings now. I feel like that was too much of a nerf to Redline Guardians. Because Redline Guardians already feel like they really could use some more damage buffs to be a little bit more in line with, like, closer to a champion with single target at least. But, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Dune Hunter leggings now correctly give tactical mastery rather than physical mastery. Well, that's good. Legendary server events. Okay, so this is the only legendary servers. With the Ring Wraiths, health has been reduced by 30%. Ring Wraith skill damage has been reduced. Okay, so they made them a little less scary. Okay, that's good because they were hard. Yeah, Team Rocket over there. I mean, I kept calling them Team Rocket because they kept appearing. Wraith portals now last 30 minutes. The Wraith Arena will now teleport all players out shortly after victory or time expired. There is no... this is so that players attempting to enter the portal later can reach other still active layers. There is no restriction to players re-entering the portal after victory defeat inside one. Only that cannot claim another victory for 3 hours after a win. This is, I believe, doing with the raid world bosses, right? So they've done little updates with that as well from when I did it the other time. As a rule, you should give the portal about 30 seconds to clear out a layer after it empties out, or you may be re-entered it instead. Okay. Accumulate layer dread no longer falls off with death. If you allow them to accumulate, you'll become exceedingly fragile as you fight the process. Oh, scary. Glimmers of hope no longer have a limit to how many players may use them at a time. Oh, cool. Arena layers no longer reset after victory, but should shut down fairly quickly after players are gone. Glimmers of Hope now heal 10% more per second. These are the things that help for the fights. The Lesser Rings will now only drop for players within 2 levels of the current cap, 58 to 60. All right, that's good. So it doesn't just go to any lower level. You want people that are actively playing to get them. The rarest barter items in the new instance. Cool. Now drop as fellowship tradable items, which may be opened to add them to your barter wallet. This will mean that your group can choose to redistribute their bartered drops among the players who completed the instance, but also means you may need to be on the lookout for these items in your pending inventory. Good to know. Good to know. That's cool though. I like the idea of if you're in a group and let's say 2 or 3 people have it already, they can be like, oh, here, we'll give this to you, you know, because you don't have it yet. That kind of thing. The Icordban instance barter exchange now trades. Okay, ratios. 1 for 1. Cool. Feign accused. Damage has been reduced slightly. Okay, so these are some nerfs to the very, very, very strong hard, like this one, the Well of the Forgotten. We need to talk about this real fast before we finish the video. This thing was insanely hard. It was tier 1 was even challenging. So it needed to be more balanced. So I think they did that here. So as you can see here, the Feign of the Accused damage is reduced slightly, increased the frequency at which torches will remove the shadow. So this is the Scorpion ones. The Cripple String debuff now has a movement slow. Toxic Clouds no longer tear up their DOT immediately when you enter the area. They will still tear up if you linger in them for more than 2 seconds. Well, that's kind of nice, so you can have a chance to get out of them. Venomous Sting, -4 seconds? Is that seconds? Can now be cleansed down to a Venom Sting negative. Oh, they're just saying 3 and 4. The tiering of it. Got it. Reduced strike damage over time. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go to things that we really care about here. New checkpoints have been added. Feign, second, third boss. Nice. Okay, so this is something that was really frustrating when I played it the other day. Whenever you lost, you go all the way back to the front. You have to run all the way down the hallway. So what that means is you'll now spawn back at the most recent boss you defeated, instead of having to walk all the way down the instance again. That's a nice update. Nurgrim, I'm trying to go through this quickly. That's why I'm talking way faster than usual. And I'm trying to explain things to you guys, too, as we go. What I think is important to look at here. You can always, I'll link this in the description. You can read it all yourself if you want after. Standard mobs in this instance no longer have baseline crowd control immunity. Nice, because that was annoying. All these three bosses are now immune to fellowship maneuvers. All 3 bosses are now immune. Ooh, making it harder. Well, that's probably good. I feel like bosses should be immune to fellowship maneuvers, and you should have to use the ads that come out to get fellowship maneuvers. That should just be, I feel like that's a good mechanic anyway, personally. You don't want it too easy. You just want it balanced, right? Carvinish Shout has been reworked under the hood and should now behave as expected. It only deals damage while the boss is actively channeling. Okay, when he like goes, like, I think that's the one he like spits at everyone and roars, and then do Tomb Instance. It felt really hard to judge where it was shooting, so like it would hit after it already finished. It has been reduced slightly. This person's health has been increased. This person's health has been increased. Ooh, we got some HP increases. Okay, nice. Cursed Spirits inductions now have an additional 0.5 delay before they begin. Cursed Spirits should now more reliably start inducting when they're supposed to after the spawn. Okay. Adding a warning shout that occurs right before he does his roar. All right. Aura of Death radius. The corner of the platform is no longer safe. There was a little like spot you can cheat and stand. They're like, not anymore. So they've increased its radius by 0.1 meters, just enough to bump you off that corner. That's great. The Well of the Forgotten. Someone will always find a hack, right? The Well of the Forgotten, I mean, not a hack, but an exploit. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, this is the one that's really, really hard to beat. The second delay has been added to the consuming fire in the Well of Forgotten battle. Is that B1? Is that tier 1? I'm trying to remember what B1 is. A 5-second duration has been added to the consuming fire hotspot. That health has been increased by 50%. Grother's devastating health is increased by 15%. Reduce the damage of fire enemies slightly. Reduce the damage of Spear of Shadows slightly. Well, that's good. Gorthar Crush damage modified. Reduced from this to 0.6 modify. Okay, so again, reducing the damage they output a little bit. This does not impact the Tank Buster skills. Memory of the Contempt. These are certain abilities that the bosses cast. Okay, reduces incoming damage more than before. This should make it more imperative for players to remove this memory via the water forgetting. Okay. Players should now reliably gain a skill each time they leave the Well of the Forgotten. Only once per full of a level. Okay. Several fixes have been implemented, preventing cases of players getting stuck on death during the certain fight. And again, some bug updates there. We'll skip that. Elf Avatar update. Okay. So this is a big one. This did come out a few days back. Elf Avatar update. Some overly exaggerated facial features have been reduced in some current emotes for human, elf, and high elf male and female avatars. A bug has been corrected that causes high elf avatars to have a larger physical scale than other races. High elves can now move through the same low ceiling environment as the other elves and humans. That's funny. They were giants. Bjornings. New Slam Heal now benefits from outgoing healing modifiers. Cool. Mr. Hammer's going to be even better at healing now with his Bjorning. He does a great job, by the way. But just throwing that out there. He gets a bonus to his healing. That's awesome. And everyone else who plays Bjornings, obviously. Brawlers fixed a missing connection in Brawler's Specialist so that they correctly gain bonus threat generation from skill damage. Oh, okay. I did notice it was hard to keep aggro when I tanked with him a little bit. Mighty Upheaval radius has been increased. 10 meters. Nice. Buff. Captains. Crying radius has been increased. Buff for captains. Nice. Champions. Fixed a tooltip display with dual wield buff from the headline. Okay. Glitches. All right. Bonus skill gives +7. That's something with one of the instance things. Guardians. Reactive parry damage has been renamed to parry chain skill damage, okay? To better reflect the skills it impacts. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, this is something that's been called since the class came out, what, 17 years ago almost, right? This makes a lot more sense because it's literally parry chain. It's your parry chain skills, right? So if you use it, it makes all your other things that are from parries work. So it's your chain of skills. Guardians have 2 different rotations of parry skills that open up based on getting a parry or a block, based on what you're traded in. So that's very nice. I like that update. Hunters, penetrating bleed. All right. Now deals 36% more damage. Woo, what a buff. Lore Masters, Gust of Wind properly benefits from Gust of Wind damage. All right. Fix a tooltip display issue with Linden Flame. Nice. Ooh, player versus monster player, the Reaver class, the Orc. Glory in Victory's tooltip now correctly. Okay, it's just a fix. The War Leader, which is the tank healer captainish class of the Orcs. Banner Tower now correctly reduces damage. Ambush, swimming. Cool. Wow, holy moly, look at all these other updates. Oh my gosh, a bunch of fixes. Wow, they did a lot. Is there anything really important here? There's a lot to go through. Sellable items found in Reputation Legacy of Morgoth will now apparently filter into the junk carryalls. Yay! That's something that actually was bugging me. That's a good update. Fix. Well, I guess you can read the rest yourself if you want to see any more. But again, the update 42.2, a lot of stuff in that. Return to Moria, we did that in like 23 minutes. Well, that's not bad. But again, they're calling it the Return to Moria update. And that's only because the legendary servers are now at the Return to Moria spot. Because remember, the Moria, which I'm trying to remember, did they call it? Did LOTRO call it Return to Moria back in the day? I think they did. I mean, we're talking like 15, 16 years ago. But again, not to be confused with the other game, which is fantastic we play on the channel, right? Return to Moria. So this is Lord of the Rings Online, Return to Moria. We're talking about different, okay? So update 42.2, guys. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. Thank you to my wonderful patrons for their support, my noble Patreons. Thank you, Red, for being a Royal Guardian. Thank you, my valiant viewers. Subscribe buttons there if I earned it. Next episodes, have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth, my friends. I will see you on the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Hazad, Kuzad, I menu.